this morning. We're showing you, and it looks like we're actually taking a shot from Roseanne. Taking us her camera outside of the Dirksen Federal Courthouse. Let's see if we could take a little closer look. Looks like they're swarming, probably, looks like ICE agents actually are there. And there's Greg Bovino that we're seeing in the corner of the camera.
Do we have sound?
So we don't want to take the audio full because we're worried about swear words. It looks like, you know, there might be some protesters who are approaching the ICE agents as they're escorted in, and Gregory Bovino there who waiting to...
Yeah, we have been waiting for him to make his way in. We weren't sure if he was going to go in through the front door or the back door of the federal court there. As you can see, definitely some protesters making their presence felt as Gregory Bovino did make his way inside the courthouse there. Again, we don't want to bring you the volume here just because we don't want to worried about some swear words there. We do have Anita Blanton there. We also have Roseanne there. We will get a chance to speak with them as soon as we can this morning. Actually, let's check in with Anita Blanton right now, who is live at the Dirksen Federal Courthouse. Anita?
Yeah, and unfortunately, we can't move the camera at the moment. It would be against the law for us to move the camera at the moment. But we do have the understanding that Gregory Bovino, Commander Gregory Bovino, is entering the courthouse as we speak. In fact, I can see him with my own eyes to my right-hand side, and there are several agents who he's being escorted by, many of them that have helmets on. They are going through another entrance. It's on the back side of the building, or this is actually the front side, but the back side for me. They've already passed by here. So we had about 5 agents that were with him. That were all fully decked out, again, possibly because of the protesters that they were anticipating. Of course, let me kind of run you through why we're here today, and if we see them, I'll scoot out of the view here. I can see several people who are running outside right now. But of course, we are here because of the initial order on October 9th by Judge Sarah Ellis, who we will hear from today, who gave the order against excessive force, including the use of chemical munitions by federal agents here. There's a U.S. Marshal behind me. Again, several things that are happening. About a week after that initial ruling, there were still incidents that were taking place. That initial ruling came from incidents that were happening at the Broadview ICE facility that we have been at probably every Friday since the beginning of September. So after that, about a week later, from October 9th, about a week later, we started to see that there were still some incidents that were happening, and they were called back in at that point in time. And this restraining order was then expanded, not only from tear gas and excessive force, but to say that these agents needed to wear body cameras as well when they were in the process of trying to apprehend people. So let me take you to the video that is the result of why we are here today. So over the weekend, you could clearly see in the video Gregory Bovino here allegedly tossing out some chemical munitions into a crowd of protesters there. This was in Little Village. Again, U.S. Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bovino there. But people say there were about 4 different incidents just in the last week that happened, all with tear gas. Now, that ruling initially said that these agents have to use at least several warnings before the tear gas is deployed, and Gregory Bovino says that he was hit with a rock over the weekend, and that's why he deployed that canister into the area where those protesters were. But there was also the incident in Old Irving Park Road and that neighborhood there where people said they were just taking their kids to a Halloween parade, and that they were then subjected to chemical munitions that were deployed in that area. There was also several incidents, like I mentioned, at Broadview, and then that incident that was there on the southeast side where there was a car chase, a pit maneuver used, and then when people came out of their homes to find out what was going on, federal agents say that they were pelted with rocks and with eggs in that area, and that they then used that chemical munition to disperse that aggressive crowd. Now, the plaintiff's filing for today says that the government is perpetrating extreme violence. This is a quote from the filing. that it is using extreme violence against peaceful and innocent American civilians in order to provoke a reaction for the government that then uses that after the fact as a justification for violence that it's already used. The government, of course, would argue that the protesters, in fact, are the agitators as they are carrying out these lawful missions. So, again, we've already seen 2 times that Judge Sarah Ellis has had to weigh in on this particular filing. We will see what she has to say today. It's 9:05 right now, and this hearing hearing is expected to begin at 10 a.m. But I want to turn things back over to Roseanne. She was outside as the protesters were gathering here, anticipating Commander Gregory Bovino to arrive today. Roseanne?
Well, things escalated very quickly out here, Anita. You were giving your live report. There were just a handful of protesters out here, just about 5 protesters standing here. The police presence was picking up, and then here came the sirens. We saw the border chief climb out of a car, and things sort of erupted into just a little bit of chaos. Some protesters chanting, following him along. There's like a fence line. He was on one side. Protesters were, in tow, basically screaming as he was ushered into the building. Now, as Nita mentioned, one of the issues, of course, is the use of tear gas in recent incidents. We had this one protester has her ICE tear gas timeline poster of the different events that have unfolded. There's a lot of interest, a lot of concern that ICE agents are maybe going a little too far and too aggressive with their tactics. And of course, Anita will be following that. We will be following the proceedings in the Dirksen building, and we will continue to follow the protests outside the building throughout the morning. Back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, Roseanne. We will definitely check back in with Roseanne and Anita a little bit later this morning.